Mythic Squad, the People's Guild. Our passion for making monsters can't be killed. We breed the best pets, learn a lot, no regrets. Join us in creating excellence. Purple on our back, Mythic Squad on the chest. It's the Mythic Squad. It's Mythic Squad. It's time for Ogre's Alpha with the Mythic Squad.
What's up, Ogre? It's Thursday. It's been a quick week is what it feels like. How you been?
I've been doing as well as can be done, man. It's crazy out there. It's an interesting economy we're in now. Life is definitely going to be curious in 2024, that's for sure. I'm looking forward to it.
I feel that it has been an interesting start to the year. There's been so many, things going on lately, not just within DeFiKingdoms, but like the whole, economy. And, like you said, it's going to be an interesting year. It's already been an interesting January, and we're what, 2 weeks in?
Right? Barely. It's only the 18th. It's definitely going to be.
How's my audio coming in, by the way? Do I sound quiet?
I can't even hear you. Totally kidding. It sounds great, brother.
I can barely hear you. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah, no, I can hear you great. You sound wonderful. You said you can barely hear me?
Yeah.
Interesting. Better?
Yeah, that's better.
Okay. Mike got moved a little farther away from me, I guess.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm all adjusting my fucking sound. Thanks, Noonie. Fuck this. I'm fucking with them around the world. Fucking Yanks. Anywho, exciting stuff coming out. We got an exciting stream tonight with the co-founder of DeFiKingdoms and head of digital design, Pieface. So excited for that one too. And I think you're going to be joining us tonight. Am I right?
I'm intending on it. I should be good. Don't have the kids this week, so I don't have to get up crazy early in the morning and get them to school. So a late night stream in my world works out this week.
All right. Cool. Well, let's have it. Let me get this off the screen.
Heck yeah.
Shout out to Skiller. His beautiful work as usual. Looks better than mine.
Skiller's a beast, man. And what up, Skiller?
One behind us too. This one over here.
Yep. I like it.
Anything that's good, most likely, Skiller made it.
Solid chance. Dude's got mad skills. All right. Best news I heard from the AMA was the fact they got their Twitter back. That's pretty cool. So, I mean, Kingdom Studios is great and all, but it doesn't have the same following and eyes on it that DeFiKingdoms did. So getting back over there should help with their X account back. It's always going to be Twitter, man. It's just a single letter is just hard to work with. You know what I mean? Like, yeah,
you talk about X and it comes off as like either X-rated or an ex-girlfriend or X, something. Just
right?
doesn't. Twitter's Twitter, It's like if there's no Twitter, then which Twitter?
Plus, coming from the military, like we always used to say, get off the X, right? Because the X will get you, like staying on the X gets you killed. So it's like, am I supposed to use Twitter now? Like I can't. It's X. I gotta get off.
Holes in your brain. Don't do it.
Right. And you making me crazy. Mad props to them. They apparently were told by the scam. They were the go-between from like the person who stole it and DFK, and they facilitated DFK getting back without them vouching for DFK. It may not have ever come back. Who knows? Because there's other projects out there that have just lost it and given up trying. So mad kudos to you making me crazy. Everybody should probably give them a follow and a thank you. And hopefully that's not the actual scammer and just faked it.
I know.
I'm sure it's not.
Got you your accounts back. No, I'm sure they're working with them. That's cool. Shout out to him. And at least they got it back, and it sounds like next week's AMA will be on the old X account, or the original DeFiKingdoms account, so that'll be cool.
Yes, sir.
We got Noonie in the chat, Sticks Intern, and then of course you. What's up, Ogre?
I see. Oh, there's SI. Just popped in. What up, bro?
Oh yeah. Excited for the hunts. So I loved watching him go through his yesterday. I feel like he could have won the round 6. I mean, he's ultra hard on himself. I don't know why. I could like his rounds where he's just mopping right through it and one and done. It's like, that's not how I play. He's like, he's got it down to a science, and he's like almost beat that last board too. He's like, oh, I got to think of a new strategy. I'm like, your strategy's good. Your boards you're going against are like low
RNG.
infinity.
Right. RNG got him. That's the problem. I mean, I bet if he did a retry, he probably beat it the next time around.
I think if he did a retry with lower heroes, I don't remember what the last composition was. I feel like it was like 12, 14, 14, or 14. Or no, it was like 14, 15, 15. And had that last hero been 15, I feel like he would have pulled it off. But go back and rewatch Office Hours if you want to see a preview of what those affixes are. Each one of those 6 visages, he did an example of them, and then of course he like called it out like a pool shark. The 6th one was what brought him down. But yeah, it was the lower level heroes might be the call. 15, 15, 14. So I think 14, you're right there. You probably could level up today. We'll see.
I aim for level 10 on every single one of my boar hunts. I will bring in a level 4 hero if I got 2 13s, just so I can stay at level 10.
Smart. I should do that with like dreads that I'm trying to just get more leveled up. I'm caught up on my dreads. So for the longest time, I was going to sit on dreads and just wait. But then all the questing they're doing doesn't get them XP, and I've still got my dreads questing. So it's kind of like, I like the drops. Don't get me wrong. I still need the mats and the materials and stuff, the gold, everything's great. But as I'm doing, I want something for my Dread Knight. And I figured, if they were so low, then their profession stats were so low. So once they're available for level 10, they weren't going to be doing as well. I don't know. I'm weird with how I
no worries.
Logic for how I'm going to do my quest and not do my quest.
Right. And I'd be surprised if you didn't like that Sticks Intern. I got that strategy from you, brother. It's a great one. Definitely. That's how I've been able to stretch. I'm a little scared because I did just register right before this for the tourney next weekend. Anybody who has not done it already, you have until a week from tomorrow to sign up for that tourney in Mythic Squad. It's going to be some fun. We'll all hang out in the evening there on Saturday and just do some boar hunts and talk some smack, see who can make it and who can't. I have a feeling that there's not going to be a whole lot of people that'll be able to complete all 6. It's going to be hard.
I mean, they set it up so that it would be challenging, and they've done a good job. I mean, Sticks Intern, like one of the hardest workers on the squad. I mean, don't get me wrong. We've got Skiller putting in work, ALP and the gang always doing work, and obviously Mosh and Beaver always putting in the grind. But Skiller, like Sticks Intern, he's doing everything. He's got the town halls, he's running his office hours, he's helping, basically spearhead the void hunts. And it takes a team. We're a group. No one person pushes the Mythic Squad forward, but he really does take that collaborative effort and takes it up to the next level, to the point where I look back and be like, okay, I got to step it up a little bit.
Okay, now I feel bad. Like, it sounds like Skiller's doing even more than I realized, which doesn't surprise me at all. But like, office hours, what's that? When is that?
Office hours is Sticks Intern stream, 7:00 every Wednesday.
Oh, okay. So
I didn't know
Skiller
fairly
Skiller was
confident.
like managing that or something. He's involved in that.
Skiller makes a lot of the graphics for the squad. Tonight big one. So Skiller doesn't always ask for the spotlight. He's humble. And he gets to showcase some of his work. All of his graphics have just been killer. And even on our store, the majority of the cool stuff that are on there are from Skiller. And tonight we're gonna play a game with Pie Face where she's gonna, I don't remember what it's like, pie in the face or pie in the sky. Like, does she like it or does she hate it? Or does she not like it? Or she think it's something that would be great for DFK? or, maybe not. And we're going to test her tonight. She's going to see some of those designs. I know I made some of them. I'm excited for the ones that I made. These are the ones that I was like, I was on the fence about making them. And then I was like, okay, well, let's at least see what they look like. And I'm talking about not just shirts and sweatshirts or anything, like some unique stuff. So you'll see tonight. I'm excited. I'm not going to steal my own thunder.
Nice. I'm looking forward to seeing it. Should be pretty dope. I haven't even seen those. And Sticks, SI, I know I've seen him on your branding screen there. I just didn't realize when you said office hours, I mean, him being who he is. Ooh, I don't know if that was my phone or yours. Apologies, everybody. But he's just everywhere. I wouldn't have been surprised if he had his own stream that I hadn't heard about. That's why I was like, wait a minute, what am I missing?
Relic 55.
Right.
And still no dread for Noonie. Let's get in those pits, Noonie.
Man, I'm not gonna lie, I ain't got one.
Hey, next Tuesday kicks off our brand new series. Ogre, you want to tell them about it with you and Mosh?
Yes, sir. It's not solidified. He and I still got to talk some, but we're going to be chatting it up and having a stream on Tuesday nights. So there will be another stream. I don't know that there is anything Mythic Squad related, at least on Tuesday nights, that I'm aware of.
Streams pretty much every day, or obviously whenever you want. So like you can count on seeing a Two Honest streamer About Life podcast stream every day, if not almost every other day.
A lot of the times he's building a channel and he's doing it right in my mind, because he's not just, it's harder to build a channel when you're only focused on a single project. So he's rounding it out and doing different projects on different days. Sometimes he's just like playing Call of Duty and Fortnite and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, he's playing Tekken the other day, and I was getting into it. He's playing the tutorial, and I was like looking at it like, all right, I'm gonna have to get back into Tekken. I haven't played that game in feels like 100 years.
Right? Yeah, it has been a hot minute. And yes, teamwork does make the dream work, baby. SI, you got that right.
Did you play Tekken?
Back in the 90s,
right?
I played a little bit.
Yeah.
That was like
that game. Martial Law and King.
See, I'm a little older though. That was like when I was getting out of high school and like going to, I'll say go to college, because I didn't really attend college. I just kind of lived there and partied my face off, which is how I ended up in the Army, trying to get my life in order and get out of Dodge. But yeah, no, I missed a lot of the gaming revolution there in the 90s and early 2000s, just because of where I was at in life, what I was doing. So I'm a gamer and I love my games, but I don't know. I got a gap there when a lot of the really cool ones came out. Civ was my jam, and like Skyrim, those were more the type of games that I liked. Civilization, Sid Meier's Civilization games, where you start like back in the day, like prehistoric times, and you bring all the way up to modern times and then into the future. I used to love those games.
That sounds cool. Kind of reminds me of there's this one where you like build your kingdom or something. Kind of remind me of The Sims, but it was like medieval. I don't remember.
Sounds like Civilization.
Watch it be the same thing.
I mean, there were some other ones like Age of Empires and whatnot, but like those strategy games where you got to think a little bit and plan, like I like those so much more than the high AAA graphics, like shooter games. Like that's more my jam. The ones that make you think, not just whose thumbs are quicker and whose aim is better. You know what I mean? That's why I love
the story game from the old Xbox, and it was like the original Punisher game. Is one of the only, I mean, besides Punisher and Deadpool, I guess I do like, superhero stuff quite. But there's a Punisher shooter game and a Deadpool shooter game. Highly recommend both. And I think the Deadpool one you could play on PS3. That was dope. Rise of Age of Empires. I feel like that was it.
Yeah, I was gonna say Wagme's on it, dropping several of those strategic type games like that. What up, bro? Oh yeah. All right, so let's see here. Next bit of news. The next Void Hunt is it's past its base design theory and is now in testing. So check that spreadsheet regularly. They will update it as often as possible. They try and do it at least once a day, at least during the week. But if you check it and it hadn't changed from yesterday, they might have just not updated it that day. So just check back later on or first thing next morning, and you'll probably see some sort of update. And something to keep in mind, they will have a higher starting level. So they are shooting for a prime level of 12 as the base level, not 10 like the current boar hunts. So make sure you're questing those heroes and leveling them up, or you might not be able to play. That would not be fun. And be leveling up the rest of your heroes as well, right? Because as new people join, there's going to be demand for heroes. The biggest demand that I anticipate seeing is going to be Gen 1s with 10 of 10 summons and level 10/level 12 and above, so they can actually play the PvE, right? Those are going to be the biggest draws, because that'll be the easiest way for people to get in and start playing. And then they, hopefully from there, they'll figure out, okay, so I'm going to need all these potions, so I want to be farming for these materials, and that's where they'll go out and get a bunch of junk heroes and start farming with them.
Yeah, Jeremy brings up a point. Buy Mokshas now. I'm gonna take you up on that as usual. This is not financial advice, but if I'm gonna be doing that, and I do have to be level 12, I think that the Moksha prices were down last I checked. So it makes sense for at least me to check them out.
So here's a question: where else can you get Mokshas? I mean, I know you can get them in boar hunts. I don't recall seeing them come in anywhere else.
They come in from all questing.
Do they?
Yeah. I mean, they're obviously not as frequent. That's kind of like the draws. Like a lot of people, even I think Be Easy was saying with 300 heroes, don't quote me on this, but I think with 300 heroes, he finds a Moksha every 3 days. With 300 heroes, not everybody's got 300 heroes, and his are good heroes, you know?
Right.
I look at his wallet when I need inspiration on how to improve mine.
What up, Jeremy? And yeah, so sorry. I may be getting them and I'm just missing it, because like when I send all of my heroes out on a quest, I have like 111 quests out there at once. So when I complete the quests, I don't necessarily check each and every one. Mm-hmm. So I may have been getting them and just not noticed it, and I'm noticing them on boar hunts because I'm more actively paying attention to those, because you can only do one at a time. You know what I mean?
Oh heck yeah! And I mean, if you hit one of those lucky draws where you get 3 of them or something, I mean that's like 30 jewel, something like that. I don't know. Now I have to check how much it is. Let's get real-time pricing.
Oh, wait, I don't understand why people are selling those Mokshas. Like, I will never sell a Moksha. I'm hoping to maintain. I've got like 150 of them, and as I level up, I consume them, and I'm sticking right around that level. So I'm finding them as quickly as I consume them, and it works out pretty well.
I feel like that had something to do with the fact that they made it level 12. It gave a use case for those Mokshas, because I stopped leveling some up at level 10. I even stopped questing some of them at level 10, depending on what their profession is, because there's no level 10 gold right now. So it's the same to me.
But you still bring more back, because the higher you are, the higher your profession skill is. Stop it. Sorry. My other computer's banging out Discord sounds. Apologies on that.
You're 4 jewel. Mokshas are only 4 jewel right now.
Wow.
Okay.
All right, maybe I should go get some real quick.
85. I know, it's exactly what I'm doing right now. I do.
All right. Well, he's buying some Mokshas. You guys know what you should be doing. LP pools are back on, if you didn't already hear it. So they have migrated the contracts, everything's over, and the LPs are earning again. So you can get rewards by providing those LPs. That stopped, as everybody knows, December 31st, when the emissions for Crystal stopped. They're still running on Serendale with Clayton. With Jade being emitted for a few more months, but then those are going to dry up as well. So what they've done with that is, previously, of the fees that are spent for every transaction, 25% of those fees were burned, right? They have now modified that to where 15% will be burned and 10% goes back to reward those providing the LPs. So that way there is still some incentive to provide LPs, because otherwise, you got to at least be able to make up for the impermanent loss in an LP. And if not, you're literally losing money by leaving stuff there. So I'm glad they brought that back. Hopefully that'll incentivize more people to jump in. Honestly, if you get some decent LPs and you get some decent gardeners, you can almost get to the point where playing the game is free, right? Because you're earning enough in those LPs to fund the rest of your gaming. And now it just allows you to play the game and enjoy the game at a wash. And then hopefully you're getting those mats and you can hang on to them, because as we know, bring your own potions coming with the next iteration of Void Hunts. So I hope y'all are preparing for that. That's in addition to Moksha's going up. number one, I mean, all the components for health, for mana, and honestly, I would say look at those stamina potions as well. There's a few components there that are pretty rare and hard to come by. I.e., there's one in particular I'm pretty sure you can only get on Clayton, and there's not a whole lot of questing going on over in Clayton. So, something to think about. Always look for those little opportunities. Try to get those things that other people aren't thinking about, right? Yeah, Jeremy, he was selling them, and now he's using them, so he's got to buy them back. Right? Hopefully, you sold them for more than they were worth now.
I just got 10 of them at 4.29 a pop.
Nice.
Well, I mean, if you think about it too, not only are the 14s attractive, but the 12s attractive, but like you get a 14 and a 10, or like a 16 and an 8 if you're just trying to make them yourself. So there's going to be some ways that you can mix it up and make it economical for yourself. Not financial advice.
Never financial advice, but there's a lot of those mats. I mean, they're dirt cheap right now because they're not being utilized, but we've got crafting coming. We've got potions and bring your own potions coming. I don't know. I think there's definitely opportunities in there with those mats. Maybe not with all of them, but those materials, there's definitely some of those that are likely to go up. They might not stay up, but they're going to, I mean, everything goes up and down, right? There's always fluctuations. So just
how many hunts are you doing a day?
7.
How many?
That's all I can do. I can only do 7, and that's basically trying to utilize one hero that's under level 10 with the rest of them. So I'm gonna have to like stampot a few heroes to get them up to like fighting level 4 next weekend's competition, so that way I don't have to try and bring like level 7 and level 4 heroes. Because on last night's stream, Sticks Intern said he was contemplating trying to like put a lower end on it, so like the lowest level hero you can have is level 9. But if he doesn't put out something official, I will fight the hell out of that. You hear me, Sticks Intern? I read that document again today, and it is not in that Medium article. Nothing about got to be level 9. So let people know, or I am going to veto that. I will fight you.
Level 9's the minimum.
Say what?
Level 9's the minimum for all the heroes, right?
He mentioned that on last night's stream, and it was the first time I had heard it, because like I was only running like 5 quests, and then in an attempt to get up to have enough to where I was going to be able to participate, I started bringing those lower guys in and practicing and playing with it, trying to see how it would work. If I've got like a level 6 or a level 7 hero in the mix, what position do I want them in? Which class do I want them to have? All of that fun jazz. And yeah, he kind of flipped the script on me yesterday when I saw that in the live stream. So it'll be interesting. I'm liking it though. I think it's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. And like I said, it was cool to watch him go through it, because before I saw him do it, I was like, that's impossible. Nobody can do that. And then he walks right through it. I'm like, oh, I'm glad I didn't say that out loud.
Never say never. Never say never.
I want to know I'm seriously interested in who will win this, because it is such a challenge. I wonder what people's feedback would be if this was a challenge that DFK themselves had put on. I just wonder if it would be similar, or if it would be the same, or feedback, or just how many people would actually participate and how many people would actually get to level 6.
Mm-hmm.
I don't do well with priests, but I have, 2 months ago, or maybe it was a month ago, I wasn't using priests at all. And then I saw a build that Dragonfly put together. I've referenced it 100 times, and I just watched him mop up those boars with it. And I was like, oh, priests can do damage. I'm a big damage head.
I need to watch that one, because like the priests that I have, they do like 30 damage. It's like, I don't understand. And that's with a boar staff.
Level 15?
No, see, my highest level priest is level 10, because like I wasn't using
that's the problem. Once that level 15 unlocks, you have this I don't know if it's holy light or something, but a light shines down on the boar, and his gets like 400 HP, if not more. So I'll find it and I'll send it to you. He probably has it. I know that I did. I shared it too. I gotta find it. I watched.
Oops, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say before Warriors came out, I was running like 2 archers and a knight on all of them, and I only had like 2 or 3 void hunts a day I could do with that because I wasn't a big fan of the priests. Like I like doing the damage, and I noticed like now that I've had to bring the priests back in to expand out to like a full squad of 7. But again, my highest priest level is level 10, and I only got 1 there, and then they're like 9, 8, 7. I got a bunch of them just below 10. So
Man, I can't believe yours are 987. You've been questing this whole time, just not leveling up then.
I know I've leveled up. I level up religiously. I just have not been questing. I'm not using an auto quester like a lot of people. I do it manually. So there's been blocks of time where like for 2 or 3 months, I just wasn't questing because I was sidetracking and doing other things and just didn't have the time for it. So yeah.
Yeah, Steeler does manual questing. I love Helper. You know, like my Helper account, it still surprises me all the time. I don't really touch it. I don't mess with it. I just make sure it's got enough jewel to quest.
Right.
And I go in there and it's just got a ton of stuff. Not only that, it does my duels. So I get, you know, thousands of tickets, and all I got to do is log in.
I need to turn that on because I do have one account, which is just potatoes. It's like one account that I put a bunch of potatoes in, just enough to do the quester and have it full all the time. So I do run the one account with that, but I don't really pay attention to it. I just go over there every now and then, like send the mokshas, the runes, the tiers, and the other runes. I can't remember. Shivas. I send those over to my main account. And then my main account though is where I have like the majority of my heroes and all my Gen Zeros that aren't in the promotions account, and I manually do that.
Yeah,
so
so a lot of my, just for whatever reason, my summoning is just better on this account that I mainly use. And I've tried to switch to my other account where I have my Helper account, but they just, for whatever reason, it might be just in my head, but I have never had a great summon using that account. It has nothing to do with Helper. That's, you know, that has nothing to do with the account. That's just the RNG for that one. I feel like some accounts have better RNG than others, and once you find one that works with you, you kind of just got to stick with it. Hey, Two Noobs, shout out to Donate Live.
What up, Two Noobs?
And I'm still trying to figure that out for StreamYard. I'll follow up with Two Honest. In turn, I know that they probably have got it down.
Your last message that you had up there from Noonie, like that was an issue with me for a while there. On DFK Helper, it's like, yeah, you could pay like, I think it's like $100 or something like that, and then I have unlimited and I can do all my accounts. But I was like, if I do that, basically everything I'm making, I'm selling off all my mats, number one, which is not something I want to do, just to cover the cost of having them manually or automatically be run through everything. So I don't know, maybe I was doing it wrong. It was also early on, and I just haven't gone back to it because now it's like I've got hundreds of heroes in my main account there, and it's like, it's a bit overwhelming. It's like, do I really want to take an entire like couple days and figure it all out? And like, okay, well, I'm going to take these heroes, I'm going to move them over to Serendale. Now we have a balance, and then set it all up. And these are the heroes I want to do this way. These ones I want to auto level up. Those ones I don't. It's like, I just let myself grow an account that was big enough to where it's a bit overwhelming. But I do, one of these days I will sit down and do that.
There was some conversation about, you know, there's a lot of hacks going on. There's always going to be hacks in crypto. It just kind of comes with the space. And some people were saying that they're going to create like clean accounts with brand new seed phrases that, you know, have never touched anything. What are your thoughts on that?
I think that's smart. If you don't have stuff locked up where you can't, I think shifting addresses, just like, so I'm OG computer guy. Like I used to teach it back in the day. And in reality, like every 6 months to a year, you should be completely baselining your computer, wiping it out down to nothing, reinstalling the operating system. Yeah, for security reasons, right? Just to make sure there's nothing hiding in there that you didn't even realize that maybe like hasn't been caught to where your various antiviruses know about it. Like there's stuff out there that is 0 day that hasn't been discovered yet. And for that exact same purpose, yes, I would strongly recommend, if it's not too arduous and you have the ability to, yeah, every few months, every 6 months to a year, swap out all your addresses, move everything to the new address and utilize that. Now it's a lot harder to do in something like DeFiKingdoms where you have jillions of assets potentially. But if I'm not mistaken, DFK Helper has an app for that to where you can mass send stuff. If it's not Helper, it's Quester. One of the two does.
Quester, I think. I'll follow. I mean, Zellies is adding stuff all the time. Who knows what you can do now? I always got to go in there, and it's like foreign to me. I got a question for you, totally unrelated to anything. What are your thoughts on this guy? Is this so? These two right here, these are the horse enjoyers, right? I wonder what breed this is. Is it just me, or is this a hyena?
Oh, second back's dad's gonna punch you in the ding ding. Are you serious? You just called his horse a hyena? That's messed up, bro. That's messed up.
Look at the nose. If anything, it's a wolf, and I'll take a wolf, but it doesn't look like a Dreamstone dire wolf. I think it looks like a hyena.
I'm down with Udo. So what do they call them? Horse enthusiasts again?
These are horse enjoyers, and their words themselves is, I've seen my fair share of horses, but this one seems special somehow.
Golden eggs,
and it changes every time. Huh? I wonder what this breed is.
Interesting.
Yep. I think it's a hyena or something like that. I don't know. What do you guys think in the chat? Is this a horse or is this a hyena? What do you think, Ogre? I asked you.
I don't know. I mean, I could see where it could be a horse. Remember, we're doing pixel graphics here, so it's going to be a little bit harder.
It's kind of
it looks like a hyena. That'd be a really tall hyena. It looks like it's taller than the people.
But yeah, this chicken's as big as this kid. So
that's not a chicken. That's a bok. A rock bok. No, I feel you. Yeah, I don't know. I would say it probably is not a normal horse, especially with the text that they've got going on there.
Two Noobs says horse. We'll take it. Well, I'll cool it. It is under this thing with a horseshoe. That's a horse. Horses don't have noses.
Yes, they. What?
I mean, not like a
you
black.
Say that out loud.
Not like a. I don't know. All right, I'm done. I'll go on my crazy little rant another time.
It definitely does not look like a normal horse, but I think a horse. It definitely resembles a horse more than like some crazy dog. I'm cool with a wolf. That'd be dope if it was a wolf. I could definitely see it being a wolf. I mean, they got a lot of wolves as pets. So, like, maybe a dire wolf mount or something like that pops out of those, what is it, the golden eggs, maybe?
That'd be cool. This is where you get your mounts someday.
Yep, that would make sense.
Yeah.
That would make a lot of sense. You can buy mounts to move across the map more quickly. And it's not necessary, but it's like an upgrade you can get so you can get through, which reduces the amount of encounters you come across and whatnot. Like, yeah, I could definitely see them adding some sort of mounts into the game for that purpose.
I could see like a Two Noob says we need a wolf rider in the future. Imagine like a wolf mount, a bloater mount, a dragon mount. I would want a dragon.
Yes, most def. I'm a nerd.
Dragon or a phoenix, something like that.
A purple dragon. That'd be dope.
Dragon.
And bad props to Noobs. If you're security revisit every month, I hope you're not saying that you are actually like reinstalling. I assume you're just checking on your security, double checking, making sure your antivirus is up and running and up to date or something like that. Otherwise, that's pretty hardcore, man. Mad props. Then again, there's security experts out there hiding behind these PFPs, so you never know. All right. Geese, you have 1 day and less than an hour, 1 day and half an hour to get your geese if you have not already. Currently, there are, I think they said it was like 687 that have been bought, which comes out to like a significant amount of karate token if you get some.
But I didn't have the karate thing ahead of time. Did you?
Oh yeah, I got it. I got it specifically for this.
Oh, smart.
So that divided by, let's just say, we'll keep it simple and say that there's a mass buy over the next day and 1,000 end up getting sold. That's 3,000 karate token you're ending up getting. Now, granted, at today's price, that's not going to be a whole lot of money. I mean, 3,000 at half a penny each is like $15, I think, if my math is right. But also keep in mind, it's only got a $20 million market cap. And I was just watching like a short the other day where in one of like the MMA, there's many different MMA leagues out there, and one of them, like the guy lost because he was standing up trying to fight the dude. The other dude was just scooting around on his butt trying to stay in guard position the whole time. Did not stand up once. Was literally just like scooting around on his butt cheeks, chasing the guy down. Guy was grabbing him by the ankles and throwing him around, but couldn't get to him. And so there was no fight. It was just boring and stupid, and he was bitching about it afterwards. So karate, the whole concept behind that league, it sounds a lot more fun. So I don't know. I could see it taking off, and at only a 20 million market cap, there's a lot of money in MMA out there. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Definitely
Joe
not
Rogan
financial
behind
advice.
it.
Where's
I
our
like
ticker
Joe
across the
Rogan
bottom? We need it.
Carrots.
Yes, Noonie. If you buy a gi, you get airdropped karate token. They have 3 million karate token that is getting divided up amongst everybody who bought gis, right? You can have as many gis as you want. Now, in order for that to work, you need a hash bar address or Hedera hashgraph or HBAR address. So make sure you download the karate wallet onto your mobile device, and I think you'll still get some free. I know I got 88 free karate when I installed it, just for installing it. And then you'll also be getting some of these. Oh yeah, and Pie Face, we definitely need to call her out because she definitely validated me. Those are totally Power Rangers, based on Power Rangers. They're defenders, but yeah.
Is that what she said?
It was whose show? I think it was Monday's show. Was she on KP's show Monday? Maybe. I don't know. I saw her on a show this week, and she alluded to it. I mean, she obviously, for copyright purposes, can't be like, "Yep, those are based on Power Rangers," but she basically said it was like based on a '90s show of like defenders type thing. Is how she worded it. I think.
That's fine.
So, yeah. It was KP shows. Thank you, Sarge. What up, brother? Nice to see you.
What up?
All right. Let's see what else we got going on. Oh, yeah. And the karate, the next competition that they're having is a week from Friday. So sounds like Noonie didn't know about it. We'll do a quick rundown and kind of do a little shill on the karate, right? The way it works is you've got the app on your phone, and you can essentially wager or at least predict who you think is going to win. If you are wrong, you lose absolutely nothing. You get your tokens back. And you stake your tokens on whoever you think is going to win. If you are correct, though, you get your tokens back plus another 10%, right? So it's essentially how they are distributing the token to the community instead of just doing like some big airdrop or trying to sell it off or some stuff that'll get them caught up in regulation. They're basically just set aside a massive portion of the tokens to give away through participation, right?
Yeah.
So pretty cool there. I like the way that they set that all up. George, I'm sure he probably had help, but definitely some visionary stuff there.
Yeah.
So yeah, just over a day. Get your geese now. I know I grabbed another 10.
Pick one up just to get some tokens.
Yeah, I had 10 already that I had gotten early on. I grabbed another 10 yesterday when I found out that there was less than 700 that were sold. So yeah, I'm hoping to get like over 4,000 karate token for free.
Yeah.
And if it goes up, I mean, again, 20 million market cap. If it goes up to 200 million, that's a 10x. Bro, I just paid for all my geese and have extra money.
There you go.
Facts. I should probably stop this. I'm sitting here trying to convince y'all to buy geese. I'm screwing myself. I'm going to end up with like 1,000 now because people.
Yeah, you're going to end up like me trying to buy a hero last week and getting sniped right under your nose.
Yep. Well, I mean, I don't know. Hey, it's all about the community, baby. It's more fun when we're all there having it. Facts.
Yeah, shout out Matty P for being faster than me. So we got the boar hunts. Last day to sign up for that is next Friday, January 26th. Be on the lookout for a lot more hunt activities next week. I know I'm jumping and doing my best to catch up to Intern, Be Easy, and Skiller. We've got potentially a new show coming next week. So that will
definitely
be great.
Show coming next week.
Yeah, next Tuesday, potentially Mosh and Ogre's gonna have a hero building series. So I'm excited for that. I think we've kind of bounced that around for a while, but I think now's the time. Might as well make some PvE and PvE monsters. And who better to show you how to do it than the monster maker himself. The Monster Mosh.
That sounds like a fun. Yes, we could do a lot with that. Doing the Monster Mosh.
The Monster Mosh, and then we have to get like a knockoff version of Boris or whatever his name is.
Who knows Weird Al? We need to make a parody of Monster Mash and make it Monster Mosh.
Get him to dress up.
Oh yeah,
we do. Very cool.
But
yeah, anything else that we missed from the AMA today? Next week's back on X.
Yep. There's a few other things, but it was a lot of meme. The one big thing I want to remind everybody on that security event is SIM swapping sucks. Be careful if you are going to conventions or if you're a public figure out there. If you're streaming, be cognizant of your surroundings, especially when you're going to like conventions, because people will steal your stuff. And if you're using your phone for 2FA via text, that's where you can easily get gotten, right? It's too easy to install Google Authenticator on your phone and utilize that instead. It's a little more difficult, but it's just as easy. It's not that hard. I would definitely recommend that or step even one more level up and get yourself a YubiKey and implement that. They're like little thumb drive type things, which basically it essentially is like a dynamic private key for your crypto address, to where it randomizes. It doesn't randomize, but it completely makes your password like 128 keys, super secure. Like nobody's hacking it unless they get that YubiKey or possibly intercept you logging in, do a man-in-the-middle attack. But yeah, there's a bunch of stuff there. Moving on. The one last thing I did want to talk about is subclasses and how important or how wise it is to pursue an advanced subclass before you get that advanced class, right? When you get that advanced class, like let's say you shoot for Gen 1 and you get a Paladin or something like that, you get 5 summons. 5. And from there, you want to then try and get an advanced subclass, because that advanced subclass will help you out enormously during your level ups. It increases the percentages that you hit in that secondary row and get more stats. So that is what we've geared Crystal Kraken around. And I think there's a bit of an education. Like a lot of people haven't realized that. Maybe people haven't caught on to that. But there's definitely an opportunity there in my mind, which is why we redid the genetics for Crystal Kraken. There's lots of slots still open. So if y'all want to jump in on it, I would recommend jumping in there. I think all of the advanced classes are gone. We might still have Paladin open, actually. But even still, there's still mutations, and it's a Gen 1 10 of 10. Plus, you get to come hang out on Friday nights. So we'll see y'all tomorrow night if you come hang out in that. Other than that, what you got, brother? I think that's all I got on my agenda for the call tonight.
Okay. All right. Well, that's a wrap then. Go ahead and check out Crystal Kraken. I do know that I think it is Paladin. You're right. We've got Paladin available, and then a whole bunch of other subclasses are out there too. And you bring up a good point. Like having a bad subclass on an ultimate hero, or not an ideal subclass on ultimate hero, really doesn't up its value. And you could see, when you've got not the best example. Well, yeah. So when you've got call it like a dragoon with like a ninja subby or a spellbow subby, or or a summoner subby, a lot of times those subclasses can fill out a gap that your primary class doesn't have. So imagine you've got a dread who doesn't have that great of agility or luck, for that matter. We all see how important that turn order is, and how important it is in terms of drops and critical strikes, to get that luck boost
dodging
better way than having like an advanced subclass that gives you a knock up that almost rounds out turns a good hero into a great hero. Like especially with those like elite classes, like when you have like a dragoon or a spellbow, and you can make up for the or a sage or a spellbow, and you can make up for some of those stats that just aren't naturally going to be great growers through those level ups. It gives you a little bit of an edge to have more balanced players, or more balanced heroes. So we'll see how we'll see how that plays out soon. But be sure to check out those subclasses. Don't sleep on them. Those 10 of 10s are fantastic. I mean, if you, like you said, you can get 10 shapeshifter subbies rather than just getting the 5, which is almost an advantage to getting like a shapeshifter where you do only get like 5 summons, or a shapeshifter thief. You just have a lot more flexibility when you have that advanced as a option.
Exactly. And that's kind of what I was getting at. Like if you go for a Gen 1 with that advanced main class and you hit it, you only have 5 summons. But if you go for a Gen 1 with that advanced class in the subclass and you get a standard class in the main one, you still have 10 summons to try and take that advanced subclass and get it into an advanced main class as well. So that's the secret.
You know what I did this weekend
behind
on that thought?
The new genetics in Crystal Kraken.
This weekend, I was just thinking, you know, I want to up some of the rarities on these uncommons and rares that I have, and so I burnt some 10 of 10s to try and do that. And the cool thing is, I did get the main class to mutate from my Legionnaire and Tuan as a Scholar. But I didn't bump up in the rarity. So these are like 400 and I want to say 440 or 450 tier summons because they were pretty high level. And I got the main class mutations, but I missed on the subbies, and I didn't get any of the color that I was going for, which is a bummer. But not bad overall. And advanced class are better to me than basic classes, so I'll take it.
I mean, that's why they're so rare and so awesome, right? I mean, what was it? I think KP was saying that like he tried like 25 times and every single time like was a waste, like he couldn't get it. So I don't know, it's insane. It definitely takes some serious faith and some determination to keep pushing on and get those super elite heroes. They don't just fall out of the tree, y'all. That's for sure. And one last thing. Go ahead.
I did get my first Dread Knight subby that I did mutate this weekend, or maybe it was the last weekend, and immediately lost it going for a Dread. And I lost that Dread Knight, the one that I got from like 0.44 odds. That's the one that I burnt with the Dread Knight sub. So it was an uncommon and an uncommon. I had a Paladin Dread Knight and a Dread Knight whatever. So I was trying to get that rarity up. I just made my Dread Knight subclass, threw him in the pit, put a Greater Stone on it, had some great traits. And that, my friends, is how you turn an elephant into a peanut, because I got Jack Diddley Squiddly.
Savage. And Sarge, thank you for your last message. What makes me want to bring one other thing up. If you have not heard of Wallet Guard, I would strongly recommend it. It is a Chrome extension that you can put into your Chrome, and it's almost like an antivirus for your wallets, your Chrome extensions. So like it will add an extra step, but it will also make sure that if you are somebody who likes doing airdrops and clicks on random links, it will kind of slow your roll and pause, and it will check the contract and look at it. It will even assess your current wallet or your current address, so you can log in and do like a security check on it to see if you're connected to any like sites that might have vulnerabilities and whatnot. So yeah, definitely Wallet Guard is a good security solution, because as this bull market kicks in, I promise you the scams will come out harder and faster. They always make big appearances in the bull runs because everybody's trying to get on board, and the scammers want that money just like everybody else does. And it's easier for them in their mind to take yours than to earn it themselves. So they're coming after us, y'all. Protect yourselves.
Be diligent. You're hearing from experience, y'all. All right. Mythic Squad is out. Catch us tonight, 8:30 p.m. Pacific, 11:30 Eastern, when we do have the fabulous co-founder of DeFiKingdoms with us, Pieface. We're excited for all the stuff that we've got to share with her, as well as you, so make sure that you come check us out tonight. Come kick it in chat. And then don't forget, Crystal Kraken is tomorrow, 6:30 p.m. Pacific, 9:30 Eastern. There's still slots available, including some advanced slots as well. If you have any questions on that, reach out to me, or or Ogre, or any of one of the alphas can help you. Also, within the Mythic Squad server, under Crystal Kraken, there is you can always under the pinned tweets or the pinned chats, you can find more information about the Crystal Kraken as well. And that's all I got. You want to close this out?
Mythic Squad, baby. Are you wanting to howl? Is that what you want to close us out with? I bet that is.
Let's do it. Thanks, y'all.